Hey there, lovely people. Welcome back to Higurashi When They Cry. When we had last left off, I think we were in the middle of the fair, the Watanagashi festival, right? Yeah. Thump. The thunderous beat of the drum echoed, silencing the crowd. That's right, Rika was just about to start the festival. She was about to do her little shrine maiden dance. It was a solemn ritual. Rika-chan entered dressed as a shrine maiden, followed by members of the municipal committee. The elders all looked at Rika-chan and clasped their hands in praise. Praise Rika. One thing allowed to disturb the profound silence was the flash from Tomitake-san's camera.
Rika-chanが持ってるあのでかいのはなんだ?
She holding a drum? What is she holding? A hoe. She got a hoe. It was an awkward shape for a piece of farm equipment, not uncommon for something used in rituals. After reciting a Shinto prayer, Rika-chan approached the pile of futons gathered at the altar. She swung the hoe skillfully, plowing it into the futons. Each and every little movement of this performance probably had to be done in a certain way. Without a doubt, this was a ritual. What's next? Airing out futons. Sacrificially absorbed winter's illnesses. Interesting. Rika-chan's face was already dripping with sweat. That hoe was probably really heavy. She staggered side to side with the momentum of each swing. Satoko looked on, silently lending her support. Worried little Satoko-chan. She will certainly prevail. Satoko's hands were sweaty. Whenever Rika-chan started to sway a little, she held her breath. Oh, she's nervous for her friend. That's cute. Well, it's because Rika's family owns the temple, right? Ooh, ouch. Smacked. It was worth it. Mion drove her elbow into my side. Worth it. Instead of the big drum, Rika-chan gave a solemn bow and descended from the altar. It triggered a round of generous applause. After the Shinto priest had raised up the cleansed futons like a portable altar, all the spectators stood up. Following after the priest, we all marched on at a moderate pace. They descended the shrine's giant stairs in a line. We're washing them, they're sending them adrift, right? Cotton adrift, yeah. We're just polluting the river. Just throwing the cotton and the futons down it. The procession continued right up to the bank of the stream. The fire was stoked high and it was bright as day here, too. People started crowding around it and clamoring. Keiichi-kun. Wonder what was up. Maybe we get some holy wine? Red and white bean buns? I'll take the wine. Ah, but of course. They didn't call it the Watanagashi for nothing. I finally understood. Municipal committee members pulled out the cotton from inside the futons and balled it up like mochi, handing it out to people. Reina dove into the line and brought out some for me as well, then proceeded to the bank of the stream. She held the cotton in her right hand and, waving her hand as if to purify it, she touched it to her forehead, chest, navel, and both thighs. Ah, Oyashiro. I think that's like the god of the village? Yeah. Guardian deity of Hinamizawa. Got it. Got it. Respect. Respect Oyashiro. Sounded like a pretty frightening god, but, well, when in Rome, I was officially a resident of Hinamizawa now, after all. Doing as Reina showed me, I touched the cotton over myself 3 times. Thank you, Oyashiro-sama. Thank you, Oyashiro-sama. Oyashiro-sama.
これでね、体についてた悪いのが に吸い取られたの。で、あとは沢の流れにそっと流してね。おしまい。
Gosh, if you have to do that 3 times, you must be like absolutely chocked full of evil. If you have to do that 3 times, that's a lot of evil in your body. Together, Rain and I set our pieces of cotton afloat on the surface of the water. Flowers of cotton blooming in the water had sucked out all the bad illnesses from Hinamizawa and drifted off, disappearing into the distance. It was wonderful, like those floating lantern festivals I'd seen on TV. The best part, though, was feeling like this rite of passage had made me a true resident of Hinamizawa. And killing who knows how many animals, damaging their ecosystem with all that cotton. Is cotton biodegradable after it's processed? Like that?
初めはちょっ
What
と
is
し
this?
た不安だった。誰かを傷つけたいなんて考えもしなかった。それでも不安は孤独を生んで疑念へと変わり、やがて黒い殺意が心を闇に閉ざしていった。
Murderous intent.
戻らない日常。少年は足を踏み出す。その先が奈落の底だとも気づかずに。
Right.
鬼隠し。
Onikakushi.
信じたいと思う気持ちが生んだ悲劇。流した涙は懺悔か、それとも怨恨か。
That's the name of our chapter. Onikakushi, episode 1. While staring off into the stream, I somehow got separated from Reina. I wasn't very lonely, though. I know this place now. This is where I live. My home. It's probably better if I just stay here instead of wandering around aimlessly. Someone would surely find me while I was enjoying the evening breeze. I heard a familiar voice. It was Tomatake-san's. I headed towards it. What's good, Tomatake?
どうですか、富武さん。いい写真はいっぱい撮
I
れ
can
ま
give you
した
some
か。
good shots. Come here, Tomatake.
ああ、おかげ
Come
さ
here,
まで
you.
ね。
Tomatake-san was with a girl. It looked like I was intruding.
ケイイチ君はどうだったかしら。お祭りは
You
楽し
enjoy
い
the festival? The way she spoke, it seemed like she was a resident of Hinamizawa. Really should try harder to remember people's faces here. What was her name?
その楽しかったです。
My face must have given away how desperately I was trying to remember her name because she gave a lighthearted chuckle.
ケイチ君はまだ引っ越してきて日が浅いんだそうだね。他の子たちととても親しげだったから、とてもそうは思えなかったよ。
That's how it looked. It was probably all thanks to Reina and Mion.
あなたも今日のお祭りに参加して自分がひなみ沢の人間になれたんだって自覚できたんじゃない
We
で
do
すか。
actually. We feel like we belong.
どうなんで
Or
しょう
maybe we
ね。
don't.
いや、ケイチ君らしくない返事だね。
I tried to get used to Hinamizawa, but there were still plenty of things I didn't know. Faces of people I met, for example. Things that had happened in the past as well.
なんだ、その程度のことで君は疎遠に感じていたのかい？
疎遠なんて大げさなもんじゃないですよ。ただなんていうのか。
Not sure how to say it. That incident at the dam Oh, we're back on that. So, we know that something happened at the dam. We know that there was like a lynch mob of people who lived in the town who killed the construction foreman. And then they killed him, they lynched him, and they chopped him into pieces and divvied him up among the town. So that's what they're referring to with the incident. Fighting over it and other conflicts. A terrible incident they pretended they didn't even know about whenever I brought it up. Even though it was in the past, as someone living in Hinamizawa, it wasn't wrong to want to know about both the good and the bad that had happened here.
それを知ることで君が納得するなら、僕の知っている範囲で何度
Oh,
か教えるよ。
Tomatake. You're so good to us. Tomatake-chan's smile made me more relieved than I'd ever been. It was hard to think of what to ask when someone said ask me anything, though. Even when there was so much I wanted to ask. Tomatake-san,
じゃあ
what do you look like naked?
ダム工事について聞かせて
Then
く
can you
だ
tell
さ
me
い。
about what happened when the dam was being constructed? Yeah.
ひなみ沢が水没するとかいう大事件だったんですよね。
Yeah, maybe they'll help us because they're outsiders.
ダムについては、多分ここの人に聞いた方が詳しいと思うけどな。ま、僕が知っている範囲でいいんなら。 新聞で読んだ程度だけどね。
Oh, well, that doesn't help us because we read about it too. Tomitake-san's eyes entered an unfocused gaze as he searched through his memory. Then he spoke. Because we read the same newspaper.
ダムの計画が決まったのは7、8年くらい前なんだ。黒部に次ぐ巨大な計画だったと聞いてるね。
There were 3 major issues in Japan at that time. Improving inter-island transportation infrastructure, meeting the higher demand for electricity, and flood control. It's a boom of dam building due to the massive economic stimulus they provided, on top of generating electricity and flood control. Hinimazawa had the right conditions to support dam construction, so it was singled out. But they were going to put all the people underwater.
ダムの完成に伴って生まれるダム湖はかなりの面積になったらしいね。このひなみ沢からずーっと上流の矢郷地あたりまでが全部沈むことになったらしい。
しかし、なんだって人が住んでるひなみ沢にわざわざダムを作るんですか？もっと他の人が住んでないところに作ればいいのに。
よくは知らないんだが、ダムを作るのに適した地形ってのがあったって聞いてるね。
Of course, there were protests here in Hinamizawa. Rika-chan had said they had fought. From the choice of words, I had to guess that things turned violent.
裁判にもなったし、議会でも取り上げられた
For
ん
the
だ。
national diet. Is that like a weird translating
東
thing?
京の新聞にも載ったよ。
National diet? It's covered in the Tokyo newspapers, too. Miana told me all about that as well. Sure, every resident of Hinamizawa had united to fight together. The feeling of solidarity found here, which could not be expressed properly with mere words, was likely brought about by that battle.
で、いろいろな不祥事や汚職が発覚してね、ややこしいことになっているうちに工事中止が決まったんだそうだよ。
Yeah, but and they also killed a guy. Wanted to know, and that was my only chance to ask. That's like the big thing. Certainly a bizarre incident that boys my age would be curious about. I felt a little ashamed from the fact I was petty enough to have my curiosity piqued by Reina and Mion's refusal to talk about the event. But I figured I might as well ask since I had the chance. Just so I would stop thinking about it so much.
バラバラ殺人ってありましたよね。
There sure was.
あった
There
よ。
was.
偶然その時期にひなみ沢にいてね。だからよく覚えてるよ。
Tomitake-san's answer was nonchalant in contrast to my hesitantly forced out question.
ちょうど4年前の今頃だったか
Oh, this was recent. This was only 4 years ago.
な。あれも確か綿流しの日
The day of the Watanagashi, which is today. Debate on whether to continue construction of the dam was in disarray. Scandal after scandal rocked the project near the end. The incident that was the final nail in the coffin for the dam project. A fight at the dam construction site ended in the victim being murdered. During prosecution, the 6 assailants divided the remains into 6 pieces and each hid one. 5 of the 6 criminals turned themselves in out of guilt, but one was still on the run. Right arm he'd hidden had yet to be found. Major details lined up with what was in the tabloid I'd read earlier. Certainly was a tragic incident, but it wasn't so terrible that Reina and Mio needed to hide it from me. Guess I didn't want someone who just moved here to have a negative impression of Hinamizawa. I felt grateful for having friends who worried so much about me, as well as shame for being so interested in it.
当時はダムのトラブルの末期だったからね。お社様のたたりだって言って随分騒がれたんだよ。
Because Uyashiro-sama gives blessings and gives curses.
お社様のたたり。
This will come up later. Shiro-sama's curse. Uyashiro-sama was the name of the god at the shrine that held the festival today, if I recalled correctly. I see. Their guardian deity rained divine punishment down on the evil dam construction for trying to flood Hinamizawa.
若い人たちはそうは思わなかったみたいだけれど、お年寄りたちはお社様のたたりだと疑わなかったみたいね。
The woman with Tomitake-san chuckled mischievously. Mischievously? Mischievously. Tomitake-san began laughing with her. It was so infectious I ended up laughing as well.
でも今ではどうかしらね。結構いるんじゃないかしら。若い人にも。
いるって何がです
You
か？
what?
信じてる人だよ。お社様のたたり。
Woman's lips were still curled into a smile, but her expression turned stern.
その後ね、毎年起こるんだよ。決まって今頃にね。
怒るって何が？
Tomitake-san paused for a second as if to build up some suspense. Then he whispered to me, as if someone might have been listening. His face
毎
changed.
年綿流しの日になるとね、誰かが死ぬんだよ。
See, now that's information that I would have liked to know before I went to the Watanagashi festival. If someone in town had been like, hey, by the way, somebody dies every year on this night,
バラバラ
I
さ
would
せ
like
る
that
のをやる
information.
この綿流しの
The year following the dismemberment on the day of the Watanagashi,
日、南沢
and
の
from
住
him
人
is
であ
always
りな
one
が
of the
ら
dam.
ダムの誘致派だった男、
Okay.
旅行先で崖下の濁流に転
Went off
落
a
して
cliff.
死亡した。奥さんに至っては死体も上がってない。
Uh-huh.
南沢の人間でありながらダムに賛成していた男ですからね。事故当時、お年寄りたちはお社様のたたりだとささやき合ったものよ。
Woman chuckled mischievously again.
さらに翌年、綿流しの晩、今度は神社の神主が原因不明で急死した。奥さんはその晩のうちに沼に受水自
Oh,
殺
so
し
that's
た。
two people. That's two people that died.
神社の神主って今日のこの神社の神主ですか？
Woman nodded.
村人たちはお社様のお怒りを鎮めきれなかったんだって噂したわね。
さらに翌年、これもまた綿流しの晩、今度は近所の主婦が
Battered body of a
殺
local
害で発見
housewife.
された。
Housewife. So now all these mysterious deaths were people involved with the dam or who had connections with the Shiro-sama. Oyashiro-sama. With that in mind, could the housewife have been involved in some way too?
その通りよ。
The woman stated slyly. No, it was more menacingly.
被害者の一家はね、その2年前に転落死したダム誘致派の男の弟一家に当たるのよ。
弟
Your
本
brother
人
is still
は
alive, it seems.
でもやはりかなり気にしてね、近隣の町に引っ越してったらしいよ。
Interesting. So all these people connected with the dam project are dying. For a while I stood there with my mouth agape. Battle over the dam construction with Hinamizawa's future at stake. And the murder at the center of it all. That was all I knew, and that was all I wanted to ask about. That wasn't all there was to the story. Homicide. Body disposal. Accidental deaths. Terminal illness. Suicide. Fatal beatings. Heartburn, nausea, indigestion. I'm a pretty level-headed person. I don't really want to believe in curses. But the freakish death happened every year on the day of the Watanagashi, and all of them were related to the dam construction? It's easy to dismiss each of them as coincidences by themselves. But when you put them all together, missing all of them as coincidence would then defy logic. I don't believe in curses, but every single year on the day of the Watanagashi, somebody or something makes it happen without fail. The woman chuckled again as if she'd picked up on what I was thinking. Like she was saying, maybe there was. Maybe we frightened him. Stuff like that. I felt embarrassed at being read so easily. I pressed Tamatake-san to continue, a bit of impatience and irritation in my tone. Well, today's a Watanagashi, so who's gonna die? Then?
その翌年の綿流しの晩にもまた人が死ぬわけですよね。今度は誰です？
さーてね、圭一君は誰だと思うかな。
Why would I know?
あ
Wait, he said it didn't agree with me. The sarcastic tone ticked me off.
はぐらかさないでくださいよ。俺は結構真剣に。
まあまあ、圭一君、落ち着いて。
Don't tell me to calm down. I have every right to be freaking out. I even tried to calm me down that I'd been panicking. Somebody's dying in this town every
別に
year,
はぐらか
and
した
we're
つも
out
りはない
in
ん
the
だよ、
open.
圭一君。つまり、その翌年の綿流しってのは、つま
Oh,
り
that's this year. That's why they don't have an answer.
今日よ。
That's today. Tomitake-san hesitated to say it. She finished for him. I broke into a cold sweat. I really didn't like the direction this was headed.
みんな口にしないけど、今夜また何か起こるんじゃないかって思ってる。
こんなにお祭りで賑わってるのに？
あのね、去年の被害者の主婦は不審人者だったらしくてね、綿流しのお祭りに参加しなかったらしいの。
今年の綿流しに参加しないとお社様の怒りに触れるかもしれないって噂。 圭一君なら聞いてるんじゃないかい？
Well, gosh, I hope Mom and Dad came to the Watanagashi. I even heard a whisper of that rumor.
じゃあみんなのお祭りの参加はたたりを恐れて？
そうなんじゃないかと思うね。今年の渡流しは
Watanagashi than usual.
例年になく参加者が
Well,
多い。
yeah.
やっぱりみんな怖いんでしょうね。お社様のたたり。
Well, we put the cotton on ourselves, so we should be safe. Couldn't utter a single word. I hope. This modern age, we've made progress in all scientific fields, shedding light on the unknown and misunderstood. The black and white television have been eradicated, and we've sent men to the moon. Even with all of our accomplishments, this can exist in modern society?
桜ってことで近隣の町の子供会をかなり招待したらしいけど、やっぱり一連の事件を受けて人集めに苦労してるって町会の人がぼやいてたもの。
警察もね、過去の事件は全て別個のもので関連性はないとしてる
How are
み
they
た
not
いで。
connected? If someone's dying or being killed on the same night every year for 4 years, how do you not think that it's connected?
警備ってことで私服警官をだいぶ立た
Okay, well,
せて
at
た
least they
んじゃ
sent
ないの？
police officers. But I mean, still, there's obviously some kind of connection. Finally gonna dawn on me why Reina and Mion were reluctant to talk. If nothing happened during this Watanagashi, everything would have been over with, and I'd be none the wiser. If nothing happened, all would be well. In that case, it would all end up being just crazy talk. Should have just pretended like I knew nothing from the beginning. Then they wouldn't have acted like nothing happened. And we'd all have gotten back to life as usual. But something is going to happen.
やっぱり刺激が強すぎたかしら。
Screw you, lady. She ran her fingers through her hair as she sighed.
いえ、そんな全然。
I tried to act strong, but that just served to emphasize how much the information had unsettled me. For seeing how I looked, Tomitake-san appeared to regret saying anything. Letting out a sigh, he then spoke, forcing an awkward, upbeat demeanor.
まさか圭一君、たたりなんて信じてるわけじゃないだろう。
Well, Tomitake-hun, if I didn't before, I do now.
全ての事件が原因不明で犯人も手口も謎っていうなら僕もたたりを疑ってもいいよ。だけど実際には違う。どの事件もちゃんと警察が捜査して真相や犯人を究明してる。
Hearing him say police made me feel a lot better. It was perfect for repelling the word curse.
例えば一番最初のバラバラ殺人言ったよね。犯人は一人を残して全員逮捕されてる。残った一人だって時間の問題さ。動機だって酒の上での口論からと判明してる。たたりなんかじゃないだろう。
It was true. If it didn't happen on the day of Kanagashi, then I wouldn't think it was related to the curse at all.
次の誘致派の夫婦の事故死だってそうさ。恨みを買う立場だったからね。警察が特に入念に捜査したと思うよ。それで発表は事故。他殺じゃない。
でもまた綿流しの日に起きたんですよね。
考えてもみなよ、圭一君。ひなみ沢に敵が多かった彼が地元のお祭りにおちおち参加できると思うかい？彼にとっては綿流しの時期は特にひなみ沢に居づらい。だからわざわざこの時期に旅行をし、意図的にひなみ沢を離れようとしたんじゃないかな。
It wasn't a very clear explanation, but I sort of understood what Tomitake-san was getting at. I pressed on earnestly, asking more questions so that I can convince myself.
じゃあ富武さん、その次に死んだ神主さんはどうです？
We are just a curious cat.
原因不明の奇病だっ
Unknown
て。
illness.
それもまたしても綿流しの日に。
神主さんはもっと説明がつきやすいよ。綿流しのお祭りは神主さんにとっては年に一度の大行事。あるいはもともと持病持ちだったのかもしれない。
でも奇病です
It
よ。
was an unknown illness.
でもこの医学の進歩した時代に原因不明なんて。
尾ひれだよ。噂が噂を呼んだだけさ。2年立て続けに事件が起これば誰だって過敏になるよ。急死は確かに不自然だったかもしれないけど、こういう死に方をすると必ず警察が検視をする。で、事件性は発見されなかったんだろう。本当に偶然の病死なんだ
Sudden
よ。
death due to illness. Yeah, I'm sure.
確か神主の奥さんが自殺してますよね。じゃあこれは？
すでに説明した通りさ。3年目の事件に村人たちは動揺していた。信心深い人たちはすぐにたたりだと決めてかかったのさ。もちろん神主の奥さんもね。自殺の際に死んでお社様の怒りをお鎮めする
Quell
みたいな
Oyashiro-sama's
遺書が見つか
anger.
ったらしいし。
じゃあ、次の主婦の事件は？またしても綿流しの日に。
God, we have so many questions.
この事件は犯人も逮捕されて解決してるよ。一種の異常者でひなみ沢のたたり騒ぎを面白がって再現したと自供してる。
じゃあ次の年の事件は？
And that's this year. This year is the next year. Take-san gave a hearty laugh.
もう何も起こらない
Nothing
よ。
will happen. Not this
ね。
year. Really?
お社様のたたりなんてもともとない。一連の偶然をあると信じている人たちがそうだと吹聴しているだけ
Y'all
さ。
should have just shut up. Shouldn't have told me anything. My internal computer finally got itself back on track. I felt a bit embarrassed by how childish it had become after losing control and panicking.
僕は圭一君がひなみ沢をとても好きだと思ってること。
Well, I did before you told me that people started to drop.
お社様のたたりが実在したとしても、そんな圭一君にたたりがあるなんてとても思えないね。
Keiichi would become a target. Well, I felt very relieved. Kind of. Tried to forget everything I heard tonight. I'll greet Reina and Mion tomorrow with the same smile as always. They'd probably also like tonight to end without incident, so we can continue on tomorrow without having worried me. Perhaps seeing my change in attitude, the woman who had been listening in stretched as she got up from the rock she was sitting on.
さてと、そろそろ私は戻らないとね。
おっと、僕も少々長くおしゃべりしすぎたかな。
There were so few people compared to the crowd from before. I'd make out a few groups of families enjoying the cool evening air. To my watch, it seemed like we talked for the better part of an hour. Yeah, they were all questions. Jesus.
圭一君もお友達と一緒に来たんでしょ？
Yeah, they're probably gone or dead of old age.
みんなを探したら？
If you're here
そうだっ
forever.
た。みんな俺のことを探してるかもしれない。
女の子に探させるなんてなかなかの
Like
罪
a
人だ
scoundrel.
ね。
You scoundrel.
じゃあね、おやすみなさい、圭一。二郎さんもね。また後ほど。
Moitake-san seems to be quite the scoundrel himself. His name is Jiro. I'll remember that. Dusting off her backside, she disappeared into the crowd of people still busy cleaning up the shrine grounds. You dog. Reina. Gomennasai. Reina. In her place, Reina came running over. I could see all the others behind her. Speak of the devil.
悪いケイちゃん、すっかり話し込んじゃっててさ。
I completely forgot about them while caught up in my own conversation, so we were even.
あら、富武さんもご一緒でございましたの。ちょうどよかったですわ。
Rika.
今日の射的の結果発
So
表
the
があり
shooting
ます
gallery
です。
competition. I thought we settled it. We won. Right? And we gave the bear to Reina?
ああ、そうだったね。結局ビリは
Oh.
僕だな。
We didn't do the punishment. Excuse me. Ugh, this winter air has got me like all dried out. I'm really glad that. Thank you again for the oh my gosh, Nagels. Subscriber Nagels for giving me the voice acting patch for this because I could not read all of this with the way my voice is. In the end, after my dramatic victory, Rika-chan was the last challenger, but there weren't many targets left. The ones remaining were all tiny and difficult to hit. She did take her time and aim, but all 3 shots completely missed. She was to end up sharing the loser's crown with Tomitake-san. However, she did her little mewing cry in front of the owner, and he turned to mush instantly. She was given a pack of gum as a consolation prize. Her methods were a bit audacious, but she didn't avoid being the loser rather magnificently. Oh, Rika. I love Rika.
思うにリカちゃんって結構タヌキだろ。
ケイイチの言ってる意味がわかりませんです。なわけで、ビリは富武さんの
Aha!
決まり。
Dead last! Everyone cheered and applauded. Tomitake-san smiled wryly, slightly bewildered. For a penalty.
Eh? Ah,
What did we decide on for the penalty? I don't even remember. You're too naive, Tomitake-san. This is why you've got to avoid losing in our club. Mion pulled a felt-tip marker from her pocket. Oh, what's that?
ミオ
Oh, we're gonna drop penis on his face?
せめて水星にしてやれ優勢はつらい
油性じゃないとダメだよ。お洗濯したら落ちちゃうじゃない。
なんだいお手柔らかに頼むよ。
Penis. All of us pinned his arm behind his back. Oh my. And Mion approached him with a marker in one hand. What are you gonna do to
キュ
me?
ッキュッキュッ。
Squip, squip, squip. Didn't write on Tomitake-san's face, she wrote on the shirt he was wearing. Oh, that's nice at least. Better have your big break this year. Mion. Reina took out the marker next. Show me your photos next time, okay? We're writing on a black shirt. Is that gonna show up? A little heartwarming, and I just had to laugh. Yeah. Like a farewell card than a penalty.
寄せ書きじゃないか。
That was a crappy one. They drew a big fat penis on my face. We write on the guy's shirt? I'm kind of pissed.
ちゃんと罰ゲームでいきますわ。
Thank you, Satoko. Screw him over. Haha, dead last, Satoko. Try harder next time. Rika.
ケイチさんもどうぞでございます。
What are we gonna write? Didn't decide what to write, but based on what kind of penalty this was probably the most appropriate. F you, Tomitake. I'll come back and play again. Tomitake-san was silent the entire time. First he was quite bewildered, but now he had a different look on his face.
これを着たまま帰郷するのも罰ゲームのうちに入るのかな。
Oh wow, what a penalty.
もちろん。ちゃんと着たまま家に帰ってね。
次に来る時にも着てきてくれるといいな。いいな。
How sweet. How sweet for Tomitake. He appeared deeply moved. Embarrassment mixed with a wealth of other emotions made him turn a bright red.
わかった。次に来る時もこれを着てくるよ。
For this next time I come here.
約
I
束する。
promise. Everyone cheered and applauded. It was the finest parting gift possible for a buddy heading out tonight. I saw the woman who was with Tomitake-san standing near the festival grounds. It seemed Tomitake-san noticed her too and knew it was time to leave. He's gonna go hit that. We're about to get balls deep.
お連れ様がお待ちみたいじゃん。そろそろお時間かな。
そうみたいだね。
He's about to hit that. Tomitake-san headed off towards her and seemed to apologize for making her wait. We all shouted stuff at Tomitake-san. Each time we did, he looked back and waved his hand. Eventually, he faded into the darkness of the night, out of sight. It was quite the casual farewell. It wasn't the first time any of us had seen someone off. They had done the same thing many times before.
行っちゃったね。
じゃ、うちらも引き上げるかね。
This is a long chapter. Rika-chan had to stay behind with the other committee members since they were having a meeting. Satoko was tagging along with her. I headed back home with the usual suspects. Mion and Reina. Walk back was quite lively, with talk of the day's war stories. Should have done this, should have done that, that kind of stuff. Reina and I parted ways with Mion, then it was just the two of us. We got to my house and I parted ways with Reina as well.
こんな時間だけど一人で大丈夫か
全然平気だよ。近いし、走っていくし。
Gonna run? Don't make the girl run to her house, walk with her.
変な奴がいたら大声出せよ
Uh,
出したら助けに来てくれるのかな。かな。
I'll save you, Reina.
聞こえたらな
I'll save you.
聞こえるくらい大きな声を出すね。
Cute. Merrily spinning her arms around at a high speed, Reina dashed off. She was fine. In that mode, not even an adult could stand against her. Reina's cheerful presence disappeared and it finally became quiet again. Curse that not a soul mentioned, even under their breath. The more I learned about it tonight, the more unsettling it became. Didn't show on any of their faces, but they're probably all quite concerned about it as well. But if nothing happens tonight, then it all ends up just being crazy talk. Nothing will happen. Nothing bad. Nothing at all.
どうしたの
I'm
ケイ
sure.
チ、そんなところで。
I'm standing in a place like that.
中に入りなさい。
Oh, we're still outside. There's my mom.
母さんは行った？綿流しのお祭り。
結局お父さんが起きなかったからね。行きそびれちゃったわ。残念。
Uh-oh. Mom and Dad both missed the festival. Well, you're sure Osama won't like that. Mom stuck her tongue out with a bit of an embarrassed look on her face. Well, you sure Osama won't like the fact you didn't show up, Mom. You were supposed to go to the festival. Someone gonna die. Someone's gonna die. Oh wow. Hojo family. Wait, okay, a few new tips. Wow, we got a lot of tips. Holy crap. Hojo, that's Satoko's last name. Satoko Hojo. The June 1980 edition. In the afternoon at 2 p.m., office employee and his wife of Hinazawa village in Shishibone Prefecture disappeared after falling 27 meters from the observatory platform, Shirakawa Prefecture. So they both fell. Police and firefighters searched downstream and discovered the body around 7 p.m. His wife has yet to be found. Search is running into difficulties. So, they say someone dies every year, but this year 2 people died. People revealing at the observatory that lean on had broken, causing him to fall. The groundskeeping staff was questioned by the police in regards to facility deterioration, and the park maintenance was performed properly. Okay, that was a short one. Right? Didn't he say that 1 person died every year? That was 2 people. And the same with the priest. The priest died and his wife committed suicide. So that's 2 people. In the afternoon around 10 p.m., in Himurazawa village in Shishibone Prefecture, the priest of the Furude village passed away after an existing condition he was recovering from suddenly worsened. So Furude is actually Rika's last name, so this is someone that was in Rika's family. Parties close to the deceased said that he was suffering from anxiety issues concerning the festival, which was to be held that day. Also, after his death, his wife went missing, leaving behind a farewell note. Police and local youth association continued the search. However, given the presence of the farewell message, and the fact that the Onikakushi marsh is said to be bottomless, they run into difficulties. So wait. Somebody dies, and somebody disappears? Because they never found this wife either. So it's like somebody dies, and then somebody else vanishes, is the pattern. Maybe. I don't know. I might be reading too much into it. One report in the newspaper. Oh. Wait. The housewife murder wasn't reported in the newspaper, but they reported everything else? Why wasn't this reported in the newspaper? Is that important to us? Why would they include this? That's weird. Back up for what? Oishi? No headlights and radio silence. Carry what away? Who are we talking about? That's weird. I like that they include these tips. It adds a little something extra to the story. I'm not sure what relevance or importance they have, like, in terms of game completion, but it is cool. So, how many clues have we found so far? That's it? 2 pages worth? I think we've looked at all of them. But who were we listening to about in the radio log? Who is the Vic that they were talking about? He said the Vic looks like they're done for. Obviously not the guy who was dismembered. Because, hi, he's very dead. So, I wonder. Maybe we'll find out in the next chapter. This is getting good. This is getting exciting. I'm excited. Okay, so let's save it, and then we'll go to the next one. Save. Yes. Okay, end of the chapter. Close. Continue. So now we're moving into the day after the festival. When someone's going to be dead. Or dead and disappeared.
おはよう。ケイちゃん、昨日はお疲れ様。
ミオンこそお疲れさんな。昨日は楽しかった
Yesterday
ね。
was fun. Who died? Who died? Who died? Who died?
そうそう。
Who died? Who died? Who died?
本当にありがとね。クマさん。
Mr. Bear. Oh, that's right. We gave our bear to
気に入
Reina.
ってもらえて嬉しいぜ。裁縫針とか刺したりするのに使うなよ。
しないよそんなこと。
I wouldn't. Not Mr. Bear. Still chatting happily, we entered the classroom, but when I stepped into the room, splashing sound and a nasty sensation. The bucket filled to the room with water. Unfortunately, my foot stepped right into it. Oh, I hate having wet socks. That's absolutely the worst.
朝から雑巾がけとは熱心でございますわね。
Clump, 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 whip, whiff. What? Why are you so close to me, Sadako?
うわーケイチさんがデコピンした。
Oh, good. You gave us wet socks.
今度はもっと凶悪な罠を仕掛けなさいですよ。
You're not helping me, Rika. Seeing that, Reina began to swoon as Mion looked on in disbelief. Everything was the same as always. Everybody was there and nothing felt out of place. The uncertainties I'd had in the back of my mind since yesterday had vanished.
どうしたのケイチ君。ひょっとして寝不足かな。
バッチリ爆睡したよ。なんなら授業中にも実演するぜ。
ダメだよそんなの。
Oh, Reina. Mion alerted us the teacher was coming, so everyone shuffled off to their seats.
皆さん、
Chien.
おはようございま
Where's
す。
our teacher? We've never met her before.
昨日はお祭りでしたね。最後まで後片付けに参加
I
した
love the
人たち
cicada
は
sounds that they play. Like, I love naturally hearing cicadas outside where I live, so, like, this is, like, cool, chilling background noise. I like this. It's good white noise. We were all slackers, so none of us actually helped clean up. Actually, I had a feeling that the only thing we did was run around the festival and cause a ruckus.
さてこの時期にはお祭りの取材で遠くから雑誌なんかの取材の方が見えたりします。
That was the usual stuff, so I was going to tune it out, but then I noticed the different tone in her voice and started paying attention.
皆さんが取材を受けることがあるかもしれませんが、曖昧なことやいい加減なことは言わないように。いいですね。
What? You understand everyone replied, yes, ma'am. Wait. Something silly. About what? What she said was really vague, but I understood what she was trying to say. Well, this was the 5th year. There were probably lots of third-rate reporters pouring in hoping something regarding the curse had happened. Oh, people coming in asking about deaths or murders. Got it. It did nothing but perpetuate the village's bad image. She was saying, don't spout stupid shit you think is funny. Now I was one of the ones who need to keep their mouths shut. I found it rather cute how I felt a sense of unity from such a trite thing, if I do say so myself. Except I'm certain someone died. They wouldn't harp so much on that fact if someone wasn't dead. Summoned to club activities after school. Since everybody was still pretty tired from yesterday, we just spent the day relaxing Yeah, that wasn't happening. Nice try.
今日は本格派の推理ゲームでいこう。こんなのはどうかな。
Deduction.
お、海外もののゲームか。
Like Clue?
面白そうだな。
説明書も英語ですけどね。ルールはそう難しくはありませんのよ。
I love deduction games.
負けないからね。 僕はこのゲーム苦手じゃないですよ。
Seemed that Raina didn't handle that kind of game very well.
ルールはね、
Oh
事
yeah,
件
like
の
Clue.
犯人と
I'm
凶
gonna
器
get this.
あと犯行現
You
場
kidding
の
me?
3つを当てられ
I
た人
live
が
for
勝ち。
Clue. There are 3 kinds of cards comprised of suspects, weapons, and locations. I see the names Mion and Rika were written on the suspect cards. Oh, a card with my name on it as well. Oh, that's cool.
凶器のカードにもいろいろ種類があるな。
Plenty of different weapons too.
斧
Knives,
やら
axes,
ナイ
and
フやら
poison.
毒物、犯行現場のカードも渋いぞ。リビングやら書斎やら中庭やら。
Well, that's cool that they updated
つ
it.
まりね、これらのカードが1枚ずつ抜かれるの。それが正解のカードで、残ったカードはシャッフルして互いに手持ちのカードを質問し合って、抜かれた正解のカードが何かを探るわけ。
Ah, so the cards nobody has are the true perpetrators.
それで答えが分かったら挙手。ゲームを終了して答えが正しいかを確認。
So Clue. But we play with us. Us as the
正解なら
characters.
勝ちで1ポイント。外れていればマイナス1ポイント。正解してもしなくてもゲーム終了だから、カードは集めて仕切り直しってわけ。
やってみればわかるでございますわ。
We'll get it.
結構頭を使うでございますわよ。
I'm actually pretty good at Clue.
メモを取りながらじゃないと混乱しますです。
あとはやって覚えるさ。で、ミオン、今回の罰ゲームは何だ？
Everyone directed their attention to Mion.
そうだね。じゃあ昨日の疲れも多少あるだろうから、今日はソフ
Gopher
トに
penalty?
みんなからお使いを頼まれて、
Oh.
それを買いに走る。
Oh, like a gopher. Oh, I see. Like go for this, go for that. That's a good one.
つまりジュースとかお菓子とかを買いに行かされるんだね。
That's an easy penalty.
今日の罰ゲームは簡単そうな気がしますです。
I wonder, is it really?
やはりケイチさんもそう思いますですか？
ああ、何を買いに行かされるかわからないからな。
And Mion would send out whoever loses to buy stuff like hemorrhoid cream or happy family planning manual or other crazy stuff. That'd be so cruel. Go out and buy a box of condoms. Magnum sized. Cards were lightly shuffled and passed out to each player. No perpetrator, the correct weapon, and the scene of the murder have been taken out. So that means all the cards I have in my hand are innocent cards.
じゃあ1番は部長の私から行くよ。
Oh. I hate winter. I hate winter so
ナイ
much.
書斎。
I'll go first since I'm the club president. Neon knife study. If any of those cards, you must say I have one. However, you don't need to say which one you have. Oh, wait. That's different than Clue. In Clue, you have to show the card, don't you?
レナもあるよ。
Oh, so this is like way more complicated. 'Cause now it's like a guessing game.
僕も持ってますです。
Oh.
完全な投資
So
で
it's
す。
not me on the knife or the study. Oh, wait. Okay. So wait. So in the original game, you go around the table like clockwise, and they have to show you whatever card they have. So if we said me on knife study, whoever's the first one clockwise around the table would have to show you that one card. But now everybody at the table has to say whether or not they have something. So I get it. So it's a little bit different. It means me on knife and study are all in the clear. So now you get 3 clues instead of just 1. Okay.
じゃあレナはね、レナ、オノ、ラウンジだよ。
2 people said they had one. Got it. Only one of them is correct. Oh wait, that's crazy. So they could have 2 cards. Wow, that's complicated.
じゃあ次はケイちゃんだね。どうぞ。
待ってくれよ。まだ整理中。
Yeah, that's definitely a hard one. Feels like it's going to be tough. You might need to alter the rules a little bit, because that's crazy.
よっしゃ、犯人確定。
何？もう？
just now raises her hand.
犯人はリカちゃん。凶器は毒物で、犯行現場は医務室。どう？
That's fast.
正解だ。
Wow.
あと一手だったですのに。毒物かピストルかわからなかったでございます。ピストルなんか
I
使わ
never
ないです。
use a pistol. I like killing them slowly with poison. I love Rika. Chen said it was such a hugely terrifying thing with such a sweet little face. I love you. Everyone making commotion about how they almost had it. Raina and I were left out in the cold though. We both suck at this game.
ケイチ君はどうだったかな。レナは全然。
安心しろ。俺もさっぱりだ。
So we're both gonna lose.
二人とも何自信ないこと言ってんの。二人仲良くビリになっちゃうよ。
That's even worse. We're not buying something together as a couple. What if we ended up having to buy the Happy Family Planning Manual?
ケイチはこのゲーム
Or like an industrial gallon of
苦手
lube.
な顔してますです。
From Keiichi's expression, he's not very good at this game.
な、全然そんなことはないぞ。
No, we kinda
シャ
suck.
ーロック前原の実
Sure
力を
like
見せ
my
てやる。
Bara. I'll show you my true power.
それはいいですわね。徹底的に叩きのめして差し上げますわ。
After that, I managed to somewhat grasp the trick behind the game, but I was still always a step or two behind. I saw that Mion was somehow gleaning information from how the others were asking their questions. The little experience was just too much. The only way I could stage a comeback was if I became ruthless. I taught out the simple concept of deduction and switched over to the thought process needed to win. The important thing isn't to fight at the criminal, it's to win at the game. But that's how you win. Right?
あ、ごめん。ちょっとトイレ行ってくるな。
ゆっくりブリブリしておいで。
Ew.
みーちゃん、それ下品。
That is gross. And them hold up the game and head down the hall. The air was crisp. Showed just how stagnant the air in the classroom was from our body heat. In the school grounds, some of our classmates were still playing around. After spending some time cooling my head, Reina had made her way over towards me.
ケイチ君、ひょっとしてレナのこと呼んだ？
ああ、読んだ。
I got up from my seat, I winked over at Reina. I'm glad it worked out.
時間の無駄なので担当直入に行く。レナ、お前の今日のゲームの過去の戦績は？
She was taken aback. After a moment, she hesitantly opened her mouth.
先輩だよ。
Oh, losses.
どうしてそんなこと聞くんだろう。
I could tell from how apprehensively she was playing.
このままでいくと俺もそうなる。今日のゲームは大逆転の秘策が思いつかない。
じゃあ今日の罰ゲームはケイチ君と一緒なのかな。
おいおい、早くも負けを受け入れるなよ。勝ちに行こうぜ。俺たちで。
Are we gonna exchange information?
どうやって？
I brought my lips up to Reina's ear. Ooh, sultry. Whisper, whisper, whisper.
そんなのありなのかな。
忘れたのかレナ。海賊第2条だぞ。勝つために全ての努力をしろ。
頑張るよ。
Our plan of attack was a quite rudimentary one. Beginning of the game, everyone would be focused on their own hand for a while, taking notes and whatnot. Since our seats were right next to each other, we'd reveal our hands to each other to get twice as many clues. Get it under the desk that nobody would know. We'd begin the game with twice as much information as everyone else. Having this much information would mean we need to investigate less. That's smart. That's absolutely cheating,
こ
but
の
that's
作
smart.
戦なら他の連中よりも確実なリードを持って開始できる。
これなら今度こそ勝てそうだよ。
We both smirked at each other. I was the shady businessman, then Reina was the corrupt senator. Pleasure doing business with you.
じゃあ早速戻ろうよ。二人で組んでみんなをあっと言わせちゃおう。
おいおい、二人で一緒に戻っちゃ意味ないだろう。いかにも打ち合わせしてきましたって感じだぞ。
あ、ごめん。じゃあどうしよう。
レナは先に戻れ。俺は洗面所で顔でも洗ってのんびりしてから戻る。
分かったね。
Raina turned around and headed back to the classroom. I guess I should wait a bit longer before going back. Went too soon, it wouldn't seem like I went to the bathroom. If Mion or then one of them suspected something, there could be problems. They'd figure it out sooner or later, because both Raina and I would start winning over and over again. Both Raina and I will have earned enough points to avoid being the losers by the time Mion realized what was happening. Excellent. Not bad at all. They're gonna figure it out.
前原くん、ちょっといいですか？
Teacher? Teacher Chie? Huh? It's the teacher. Man, things were just getting good.
何ですか？今ちょっと大事な。
前原くんにお客さんがいらしてますよ。昇降口へ行ってください。
お客
I
さん？
guessed.
俺別にお店なんか開いてないし。
待たせていますよ。早く行ってきなさい。
It's weird. I performed a big match. It was pretty bad timing to have a visitor, but the very fact that someone was here to see me was strange enough to pique my interest. I didn't want to waste any time, so I decided to take care of it quickly. What is it, Tomitake? Entry was a heavy contrast from the hot sunlight and deep shadows. The middle-aged man, his tie sloppily loosened and his jacket tucked underneath his arm. This is, Oishi, I think, right? The cop?
前原圭一さん。
There was no question that he wasn't a resident of Hinamizawa, and that this was, without a doubt, the first time he had met me. Ever since I met Tomitake-san, it seemed I was fated to meet middle-aged men.
そうですよ。どちら様ですか？
私の車エアコンが効いてますから、そっちでお話ししましょう。ここ暑くありません？
I don't know if I should get in the car with a stranger. I guess we're gonna do it anyway. The man completely ignored my question, pointed over to his car parked near the gate, and began walking. You've gotta be kidding me. I have no intention going along with a geezer I didn't even know, and he was asking me to get in his car with him? Smart. That's smart, Keiichi.
だって食いやしません。どうぞ。
That's exactly what a perv would say. He opened the back door of his car and called me over. I didn't like this old man, but I wanted to know what this was about. Even while knowing that conversations that start out like this have never led to anything good. And we get in the car anyway. The inside of his car was pretty cool. Cars with air conditioners were supposed to be a luxury. My dad didn't have one in his car, at least.
冷えすぎだったら言ってくださいよ。私ガンガンに冷やしちゃうたちですから。
で、俺に何の用ですか？
Ooh, that just got eerily quiet. Out of spite, I decided to ignore his remark in the same way he did to me and start my own line of questioning. He pulled out a notepad from his pocket and took out a picture that was stuck between the pages. On it was the face of a pretty goofy-looking guy.
この男性のことでご存知のことがあったら教えてください。
Who the heck is this? Not even his close friends would be able to recognize who he was from this expressionless picture that looked like it was taken at the DMV.
シャツにマジックで落書きがありましたね。
Tomitake?
前原さんをはじめクラスメート何人かの署名入りでした。
え？これ、富武さん？
And music just got ominous. There was no hint of his usual unreliable and easygoing personality in this photo. It was an expressionless, half-asleep face.
では、こちらの女性はわかりますか？
Before seeing it, I had a good idea of who it was.
名前は知りませんけど、昨べ富武さんと一緒にいた女の人です。
Didn't know what her name was, but I did know she was a resident of Hinamizawa.
この二人に最後に会ったのはいつですか？
Uh-oh.
刀流しのお祭りの晩、一緒に話をしました。二人とも仲良さそうでしたよ。
何か気になったこととかありませんか？何でも結構です。話してください。
Anything bother me? Well, they were obviously banging. Clearly. Clearly they were going to get some. Being asked for every little detail is very troubling, honestly. I had a pretty good idea who this guy was by now.
富武さんたちに何かあったんですか？
There was no response to my inquiry. Thus I replied to that silence in kind. Pretty sure, no, certain that this guy was a cop. Then why? Why was he asking about Tomitake-san? Did something happen to him? More importantly, why me? Hadn't there been plenty of other people who knew more about him than I did? The roar of the air conditioner felt unbearably loud. After a long pause, he finally spoke again.
前原さんは まだこちらに越されてきたばかりですよね。ご存知ですかな。例のお社様の話
Well,
は。
we know now. My heart began to race. Pretty terrible at hiding things. I showed him my face.
全く知らない。知らないんなら結構なんですがね。
まあ聞いたことくらいは富武さんに教えてもらったんですけど。
どの辺までご存知ですか。
The dismemberment killing. The accidental death. Death by illness, followed by suicide. Lady who was beaten to death. Incidents that always happened on the day of the Watanagashi, ending in suspicious deaths. I didn't think Tomitake-san would have kept anything from me. I think that was everything. No. Rather, I didn't want to think there was anything more than that.
前原さんはそのタタリとかを信じていますか。率直なところで結構です。
信じてません。
My answer was instant. It wasn't so much that I didn't believe in it, as I was on the verge of believing. I wanted to clear away my own doubts. That was the more prominent feeling.
本当にならよかったです。やっぱり前原さんは都会育ちですね。
信じてなかったら何なんですか。俺仲間を待たせてるんであまり時間取れないんですけ
Spit
ど。
it out.
その写真の男性は昨晩
Oh, there it is.
お亡くなりになりました。
Tomitake? My mind went blank. What happened to Tomitake-san?
よりにもよってね、つまり綿流しの当日。前原さんにはどういう意味があるのか
I was gonna hit that.
わかりますよね。
Man.
意味って意味なんか。
Not for the cause of his death or the reasons behind it. The real problem was that he died on the day of the Watanagashi. Meaning, this year the curse of Oshiro-sama had once again...
富武二郎さんがお亡くなりになられたことはまだ内緒です。どうしてかはなんとなくお分かりになりますよね。
I didn't want to understand why.
教えてください。一体何があったんですか。
得意なんですよ。
It's rather peculiar.
ひなみ沢の方にはちょっと刺激の強い。
There's a roundabout way of saying it, but it caused me to doubt whether or not I wanted to hear the rest. I really regret forcing myself to learn something I shouldn't. Or at least that's how I figured it would feel if I listened to the rest. Oh, please listen. What happened?
第一発見は祭りの警備を終えて期間中のうちのワゴンでした。
Was this the radio log that we listened to before?
時刻は24時5分前。
Because it was his voice.
場所は町へ出る道路がちょうど舗装道路に変わるところありますよね。坂を下り切ったあたりにあそこの路肩でした。
A few streetlights on that road. Pitch black darkness was only broken by the lights of passing cars and the moon. It was a stroke of luck that Tomitake-san was spotted collapsed on the shoulder of the road. Tomitake-san was face down, covered in blood. Blood and muck covered the asphalt. Muck.
みんな初めはひき逃げされたものだと思っていました。ですが意識を確かめるために近づいた警官はすぐに異常に気づきました。喉がね、引き裂かれていたんですよ。
ナイフとか？
いいえ、爪でした。
Nails? As in fingernails? You mean his neck was clawed through?
検視の結果、それも自分の爪
What?
でということが判明しました。
Oh, I like this music.
どういうことですか？
This gives me chills. It means it wasn't a murder, it was suicide. What the? He dug out his own neck? Tomitake-san, whatever's going through his mind, tore open his own throat. As hard as he could with his own nails. Tore through the skin until he started to bleed. And even then, Tomitake-san didn't stop. Ooh, this is... He continued clawing. Enough intensity that it could have peeled off his nails, still clawing. Still clawing. Then his nails reached those vital arteries that you should never damage. He continued clawing. Splurt. Ooh. And as his nails continued those vital arteries that you should never damage, he continued clawing. Splurt. Blood splattered on the ground around him. As he bled, while gasping for breath, he collapsed. His body spasmed and he died in agony. Jesus.
薬物を疑いましたが、そういう類のものは検出できませんでした。
But this, it was a suicide? Never heard of such a thing. A natural way of dying. If this wasn't a mysterious death, then what was? Well, he died. In these 5 years, his death most resembled that of a curse. This would show both myself and Tomitake-san, who proclaimed there was no such thing as a curse, that we were wrong. Ooh.
他にもいくつか不審な点があります。体内分泌物、発汗、脱毛等から富武さんはお亡くなりになる
He was in a state of hysteria right before his death. I guess he would have to be hysterical. What other reason would he have for clawing out his own neck? That was a... yeah, thank you. Thank you, Keiichi, for being on my level. That was a given. Hard to believe someone could be in such a sound state of mind while clawing out their throat.
手の傷と付近に落ちていた角材が一致しました。周囲の木やガードレールに叩いた跡、周囲に散乱する富武さんの血痕。
This shouldn't be something you share with a young boy.
つまりですね。
And then while tearing his own throat, he was swinging around a piece of lumber.
体からは本人によらない外傷がいくつか発見されました。富武さんは何者かに暴行を受けた可能性があるということです。外傷の部位から見て複数犯の可能性もあります。
To summarize, Tomitake-san was surrounded and attacked. While wandering the night roads in a state of panic after being cornered, he picked up a piece of lumber and tried fighting back. Somewhere in there began mainly tearing at his own throat, clawing at it. Then he died. That's so sad.
死亡推定時刻は21時から23
9 p.m. and 11 p.m.
つまりお祭りで前原さんが富武さんとお話しして別れてからすぐの出来事なんですよ。
Everyone signed Tomitake-san's shirt, then parted ways. Right after that... oh yeah, he should have been with a woman. Yeah, what happened to her?
行方不明です。
Missing. One person dies, one person goes missing.
出勤もしていませんし、昨夜は自宅にも帰っていません。事件に巻き込まれた可能性が極めて
Very high
高い
probability that she was involved in this incident. For a while, I could only gaze off into space. Never would have thought that something unfortunate happening to somebody close to me would affect me this deeply. That's dark, though. That is messed up. Time I spent with Tomitake-san was short. We went to the same festival, spent time together, and took part in the same competition. He was one of us.
我々もあらゆる面から捜査を進めますが、村人たちはお社様のたたりの話になると、とにかく口が重くなる。
So that's why you're coming to me, because I'm an outsider. That I knew well. That's why he wants to talk to me about this, because nobody else is going to tell him. But I'm none the wiser if not for Tomitake-san, the outsider, telling me.
だから俺なんですか？
Me and Keiichi. We're in the same
俺
place.
が南沢の人間じゃないから。
Should have been angry that was the reason he wanted to hear what happened from me.
このままでは、富武二郎さんはお社様のたたりで死んだことになってしまいます。
Turned away from me and gazed off far in the distance.
綿流しの晩、神聖な儀式の時、無神経にカメラをバシャバシャやってたものだから、お社様の怒りに触れた。
富武さんにお社様の罰が当たるわけがない。
Tomitake-san had to have been killed by humans, and a cowardly group no less. There's no way I'm going to let this end up being the fault of some curse.
私もそう思います。罰もたたりもあるわけがない。
Tense mood was cut with the man's hearty laugh.
つまり、そういうことですよ、前原さん。たたりを信じていないひなみ沢の方の協力が不可欠なのです。わかりますね。
Neither Tomitake-san nor I believed in curses. With the way things were going, it would just end up with Tomitake-san's death marking the 5th year. which meant that Hinamizawa had rejected Tomitake-san. That was something I couldn't allow. Tomitake-san was one of us. He didn't live in Hinamizawa, but he came every single year. In a sense, he was more of a resident than I was. There's no way that Tomitake-san could have been cursed by Yoshiro-sama.
でも俺に協力できることなんか何もないですよ。あの晩のことは何も知らないし。
いえいえ、何か気になるものを見たり聞いたりしたら教えてくださればいいんです。
I see or hear. He's talking in the future tense.
物でも人でも噂でも何でも結構です。不確かなもので構いませんから。これ、私の電話番号です。不在でしたら出たものに伝言してくだされば結構です。
He handed me a piece of paper with his number on it, but I hesitated for a second. If I took it, then whether I wanted to or not, I'm mired knee deep in this matter.
富武さんの無念を晴らすためにどうかご協力をお願いしたいのです。
That's right. Why was I hesitating? He needed to find the murderer who killed my friend. Snatched up the piece of paper as a satisfied grin spread across his face.
今日ここでした話はすべて内緒です。絶対に他言無用でお願いします。
わかりました。
お友達にも内緒です。特に園崎さんや古出さんには絶対に知られないようにしてください。
So especially from Mion and from Rika, he's saying.
園崎ってミオンのことか？なんでだよ。事件に関係あるっていうのかよ。
My friend's name brought up so abruptly, and being told to keep it a secret from them, I became rather angry.
捜査上の都合ということなんです。
煙に巻くなよ。ミオンは俺の大切な仲間だぞ。
I snapped at him, but he didn't seem to be especially offended.
言ってもいいですが、気を悪くしないでくださいね。
言えよ。
He hesitated a little. Turning his gaze to the outside of the car, he began to speak after thinking for a bit.
ひなみ沢で起こった一連の事件は村ぐるみで引き起こされている可能性があるのです。
And the oldest families in the village are the Furude family and the Sonozake family.
そんなことあるわけないじゃないか。
Give me a break. First of all, is there any proof of that?
証拠はありません。しかも過去の事件はここに解決し、いずれの犯人も村とは直接関係ありませんでしたしね。
じゃあどう考えたらそんな考えに至るんだよ。
毎年綿流しの日に村の旧敵が死ぬ。それだけで十分に疑えると思いませんか？
This is a good point, I guess. Only the residents of Hinamizawa felt that the day of the Watanagashi was sacred. So basically, because the incidents happened on that day, it was somehow related to Hinamizawa?
そして次にダムを誘致した村人、そして次にダムを誘致した村人、村の旧敵は次々に開始しました。家庭はともかく結果はそうなのです。
Unfounded, unreasonable suspicion. But it couldn't just be shrugged off.
じゃあ次に死んだ神主やその次に死んだ主婦はどうです？別に村の敵だったわけじゃない。
神主はダム騒動当時リーダーシップを期待されながらも積極的な働きがなかったため、一部の村人から失望、反感を買っていました。
反感があったにしたって別に村に害を与えたわけじゃないだろう。その次の主婦なんかどうだよ。誘致した男の弟夫婦だったってだけの理由だろう。もっと殺される理由が薄いじゃないか。そして富武さんに至ってはどうだよ。ダム工事とは関係すらないじゃないか。ただよそ者だってだけの理由だぞ。
Beginning, it fell on those related to the dam project, but as years went on, the enemy threshold of the victims had become much lower.
それがね、怖いんですよ。徐々に希薄になっていくのが。
何がだよ。
Because now they can kill just anybody.
つまり村の敵でなく、
Yeah,
よそ者だ
that
という
is
だ
scary.
けの理由で犠牲になりつつあるんですよ。
じゃあ来年の被害者は村のよそ者から選ばれるっていうのか？
Which can include myself.
あるいは引っ越してきたばかりの人かもしれません。
それってどういう。
I swallowed my words. Here in Hinamizawa, the ones who would be considered the most outside would be my family. I was proof enough of that, wasn't I? Still couldn't really remember the names of the people I passed by. Then, the next victims. My family. Was he saying it was going to be me?
でもそれとミオンとどう関係があるんだよ。
詳しくは申し上げられませんが、園崎さん一家はダム騒動時の抵抗運動の旗頭だったのです。それも過激なね。
And they still never caught the last person. They caught like 5 out of 6 of the perpetrators of the murder of that damn guy.
例えば園崎ミオンさんについても同様です。抵抗運動時、いくつかの軽犯罪と公務執行妨害で行動歴があります。
I know Mion had fought. This was the first I'd heard of her family leading the protest, though. And, well, what did it all mean?
ミオンの一家が一連の事件に関係しているとでも言うのかよ。
そうまでは言いません。もしもそうだったら一番確率が高い。それだけのことなんです。
Not a very clear explanation, Uishi. Like he magnificently avoided the details I really wanted to know.
誰が一体どれだけ関わっているのか全くわかりません。だからこそ村人に口外してほしくないのです。
Instead of answering, I gave a very bitter expression. It seemed that he understood it well enough.
じゃあこう考えましょう。たたりを盲信する村人の皆さんに心配させたくないから内緒。そういうことで
That's actually a very good reason. What do you mean, how about that? How should I know? The reason behind wanting me not to carelessly open my mouth about it wasn't too hard to comprehend. The perpetrator was here. It had nothing to do with a curse. He was definitely going to be caught by the police and made to pay for his crimes. None of the villagers should have anything to do with that process. It may cause those sensitive about the curse to just worry needlessly.
みんなが俺に心配させないために内緒にしてくれたように、今度は俺がみんなに心配させないために内緒にする番ってことなのか。
I was just talking to myself. Unlike me, everyone else had been worrying over these mysterious incidents yearly, and the incident this time probably means a lot more to them. I didn't want to burden them anymore. In the end, everything went as the man one wanted, as insipid as it was, but couldn't be helped.
わかりました。俺だけの秘密にします。それでいいですよね。
沖宮署の大石。なんならクラちゃんでもいいですよ。
I'll call you Uishi.
いや、
Yeah.
大石さんで
I
いい
will
です。
call you Uishi-san. That's fine. The way he said it was unpleasant, yet retained hints of politeness. He was a spitting image of a vulgar police officer. Though I've never seen one this bulky before in the cop shows I watch.
時間を取らせすぎました。お友達を待たせていますよね。もう戻った方がいいでしょう。
Yeah, they're gonna be wondering what it was I was doing. I've been gone for who knows how long. That was a long poop. Door opened with a click and in streamed the oppressive heat. Blistering outside of the car. Was it really this hot of a day? Almost cruel heat as opposed to the mechanical coolness inside the car. It was as if the land of Hinamizawa itself suddenly hated me. I felt a little sad as that thought crossed my mind.
お友達を疑えと言ったわけではありませんからね。誤解しないでくださいよ。
I refrained from telling them that it was too late to say something that's self-serving.
前原さんが何も見つけず聞きもしなかったとしてもそれで十分なんです。それは村が関わっていないという証拠になるのですから。
見たり聞いたりしたら連絡しますけど、俺は探偵じゃないですからね。変な期待しないでくださいよ。
しませんしません。探偵になんかならなくていいですよ。今までのように自然に生活してください。その中で見聞きしたことを教えてくだされば結構です。
I will let you notice. I hastily made my way back to the school building after giving him a quick bow.
またお会いしましょう。さようなら前原君。
Sayonara. I returned to the school building without looking back. That was jarring. I don't know how much time had passed. I did feel bad for keeping them waiting, but right now there was a lot on my mind. Tomitake-san's death was hard enough as it was, but I think there was a possibility of a village conspiracy? Worse still, there was also a chance that Mion was involved, and Rika. He said keep it from Sonozake-san and Furude-san, so that's Mion and Rika. Nonsense. Impossible. Not Mion, Reina, Sadako, or Rika-chan. There's a group that attacked Tomitake-san. Who could the perpetrators be? Could it be they were hiding here somewhere in Hinamizawa? I didn't know. All I could say for certain was that I knew that Mion couldn't be the perpetrator. Huh? I startled to hear Reina's voice. Oh, they were playing without me? Reina clutched her head while flaring about. Looks like you're just self-destructing over here, wow. As you may well know, I'm seething with anger. I love that. As you may well know, I'm seething with anger.
ちょっと先生に職員室呼ばれてさ。
素行が悪くて怒られましたですか？かわいそうかわいそうです。
こっちも白熱してたしね。もういい時間だから次で最後のゲームにしよう。
俺の今の持ち点って確か0
Did
点
Reina get any points? Are we
だ。
tied?
いい確定じゃないのかよ。
大丈夫だよ。
Yeah, she got 0 too.
レナ、マイナス1
Oh, minus 1 points. Oh. The heck? Oh, she got minus 1 point for guessing wrong? Score is lower than mine, I wasn't even playing.
罰ゲームはレナが1人でかケイちゃんと2人でかを決める
Oh,
最終
poor
戦。
Reina.
冗談じゃねえぞ。罰ゲームはレナ一人でやってくれ。
Just let Reina do the penalty by herself. That's so effed up.
ケイチ君と2人で勝とうって約束したのにずっと待ってたんだよ。
Reina.
そりゃ俺が悪いな。
Let's help her get a point at least. She can be back to 0. Well, my initial plan of showing Reina my cards, but I didn't say who was the criminal and just waited for her to call.
わかったよ。犯人は私。凶器は毒物で犯行現場はどうかなどうかな。
Oh.
いいじゃん。また当てずっぽうじゃないの。
We get it?
レナの正解です
Yeah,
よ。
Reina. So now she had 0. I love her laugh. It's the same in the anime. It's great.
決定ですわね。
There's 2 of us. Both of us have to buy stuff.
ケイチ君、一緒に頑張ろ
Let's
うね。
both do our best, Star.
ああ、一緒に頑張ろうな。
So sharing our cards did nothing to benefit us. My fault, so I have no choice.
ではゲームセット。トップは私、園崎美音。ビリは前原圭一と竜宮レナ。
Everyone applauded and the game ended. Problem now was the penalty.
じゃあ使いっ走りの系の買ってくるものはトップの
Be
私が決め
kind.
ようか
Be
ね。
kind, Mion.
何を買いに行かされるんだろう。太郎。
薬局は禁じ手にしような。どうしたろう。
あ？薬屋なんかに用ないよ。おじさんが買ってほしいものはね、このメモに書
No,
い
she
てある
has
か
a
ら。
list. Oh no. It's weird that she keeps referring to herself as this old man. She's like the same age as us.
いっぱい書いてあるよ。
A lot? Damn it, what was she making us buy?
豆腐2丁、
Tofu?
シャンプーとリン
Shampoo?
ス、みりんに油揚げ。なんだこりゃ。
It's like her grocery list from her family?
罰ゲームっていうよりお買い物に見えるでございますよね。今日のミーは
Oh,
かつて
she's making us do
難問
her
でしたです。
shopping. She had this plan from the beginning.
快速第 の物語だからね。よろしく。
It's your grocery list.
お前が頼まれたお使いだろう。
Promise myself that if I went next time, I'd make her go buy some hemorrhoid cream. That's pretty funny. That's smart. Alright, well, let's go do our penalty then with Reina. There are more than 4 purpose. Oh, wait, hold on. Okay, so we got two new clues. Okay, so view new tips. And we got a achievement, not a clue. Okay, wait. More than 4 perpetrators. I really like these tips. These are cool because they add a little something extra to the story. Hypovolemic shock induced by clawing out their own throat. So we're talking about, Tomatake.
爪の間に皮膚片が残っておった。間違いなく本人のものじゃわい。傷の形も一致する。
直接死因が自殺ってのは分かってますよ。
分かっとるわい。人為的にこういう症状が起こ
Pretty freaking unnatural.
背中が痒くてかきすぎて血が出ちゃうのとはちょっとわけが違いますからね。
So Tomatake-san's fingernails had been pulled out. Fingernails actually rip off surprisingly easily, but it really hurts. Under normal circumstances, the pain would prevent you from completely pulling them out. Also, there were lots of bruises on his body. Clear from the shape of him that he was assaulted first by someone, or a group of people.
分泌物から見て、仏は極度の興奮状態にあったのは間違いない。
Right, we knew that. He was in an extreme state of hysteria right before death. Duh.
では乱闘になって興奮のあまり自分の喉を引っかき出したってことですか。襲った連中さぞや度肝を抜かれたでしょうな。
Possible that in such an abnormal environment, a person could perform acts that a sane individual couldn't possibly imagine. Of course, those are very rare cases.
実はな、大石。仏が武器にしたらしい角材な。砂粒とかガードレールの塗装片とか。 そんなのしか出んかったぞい。
No blood?
星の服の繊維とか皮膚片とかは
出んかった。仏は犯人を殴っとらん。あるいは殴った角材を星が持ち去ったのかもしれんの。
ならわざわざ角材なんて置いていきませんよ。全部持ってっちゃいます。
それもそうじゃの。
He was athletic. I'm very bummed that he's dead.
そうだな。よく運動しとるようだの。
Can't imagine what kind of sports he did when he was alive, but I think his physical strength would be on the higher side. I think he'd be difficult to overpower in a brawl. And with such physique, since he was in danger and swung the plank around frantically, it was unthinkable that wouldn't even nick the perpetrator. And his opponent was unarmed. The guy had a wooden plank, so you'd think he'd hit them at least once.
こんだけ体格のいい相手を取り囲んで襲おうとしたら何人くらいいりますかね。
アホ、それは大石の方が得意だろうが。
Well, we'll definitely take a group of people.
アクタル時代を思い出さんか。
Got in your bad cop days. How much to take down this guy? How many would I need? Group wants to take down big prey. It's fundamental to attack with numbers. I guess about 4. If there was a gap in their strength, they'd manage.
だとすると、結構犯人は大人数だの。祭りで泥酔した4人以上のグループが怪しいとなるかの。
Group of 4 or more. Just if they had that many, they couldn't have hidden the body in a less obvious location. Or did he somehow break away from that fatal predicament? There'd be no reason to commit suicide. Moreover, I still can't comprehend the irregular way he died. It's full of mysteries.
こっちもそこは重視しとる。徹底的に調べるつもりだが、あまり期待できんな。何しろ、過去にこんな例はないんだからな。
期待はしませんよ。ですが結果を楽しみにしてます。
おいさ、
課長が呼ん
Kumagai?
です
Who's Kumagai?
すみません。ではまた来年お会いしましょう。
おお、いいお年をの。
So we need a group of 4 or more. Us plus our friends at the game group is 5. I wonder if that's relevant. There's 5 of us. Jiro Tomatake, deceased. Resided in a cheap hotel in Shishibone City. Registered on the name Jiro Tomatake. Pen name. Travels via folding bike. No license. Bicycle was found 300 meters away, abandoned at the side of a forest path. Present on the day of the festival. Accompanied by the missing Mio Takano. That's the woman. Was seen around 9 p.m. by police. Location afterwards unknown. Held residence in Hinamazawa for 1 week after season for the last 5 to 6 years. Freelance photographer specializing in wild birds. Check with magazine companies. Nothing suspicious in the film located among the articles of the deceased. Wallet was among the articles of the deceased. Mere act of violence? Contents of a wallet, he spent most of his time around Tokyo and Chiba. Along the Sobu National Railway line? No individual matching the name Jiro Tomatake in the residency records of any of the Tokyo wards. Compare teeth to dental records. Send to Metro Police. Attach a photo. Send to Metro Police. Contact magazines regarding Jiro Tomatake. And then Mio Takano, that's the woman. She's missing. Nurse at Irie Clinic. Came close to Tomatake through her passion for wild bird photography? Yeah, she was passionate for that D. She was passionate to get some. Resides in Okinomiya District. Single. Witness accompanying Tomatake in the festival grounds. Currently missing. Abducted? Maybe a suspect. An important person of interest. Had no motive to kill the deceased. Squabble from jealousy? Need to thoroughly investigate their relationship. Place of work, etc. Need to get information from police on scene again. Want some creep... I want some creep puffs. 4 jumbo ones. Oishi. Oh, so this is Oishi scribbling these notes. I was wondering, I was like, who is talking right now? Wow. That got, like, dark. Let's save here. Cool. Okay, so we've been recording now for about an hour and a half, so I think we'll pause for today. So this has been episode 4 of Higurashi When They Cry. So things are going to start to pick up right now, because now we've had our murder and our missing person. So now I think stuff's going to start to fall into place. We're going to learn a little bit more about what's going on in this village. I'm not sure how many chapters are in Onikakushi. I think that's the chapter. Okikakushi, that's the chapter we're doing now. But anyway, I appreciate y'all watching, and I hope to see you again soon. I'll catch you for the next one. Peace.